A home is the biggest investment most people will ever make. But do home shoppers hit the books before they hit the streets? That's why we're here on the streets of New York to find out. I have literally stopped this person on the street, and I'm going to ask them some questions about home ownership. Your name is?
Ranis.
Ranis, okay. Ranis, here's your first question.
Okay.
The very first thing you want to do when it's time for you to buy a house is find yourself a real estate agent. True or false?
True.
That's false. Unless you're paying cash, the first thing you should do before house shopping is check your credit. Because the higher your credit score, the less interest you'll pay. That's why you should check your credit at least 6 months and preferably a year before you start home shopping. Okay, question 2. A mortgage APR, which stands for annualized percentage rate, is almost always higher than the interest rate. APR is higher than interest rate. That's true or false?
That's false.
Unfortunately, that's true. The reason why is because the APR often has fees built into it, whereas the interest rate doesn't. So that's what makes the APR a little higher, and that's why you should always compare APRs and not just rates. Now, your last question. As long as you're planning on staying put for at least 2 years, you're always better off buying a house than renting. Is that true or false?
I'm going to say that's false.
And you would be correct, because you've really got to be in that house for at least 5 years before you should even think about selling. Otherwise, the transaction costs are just too high. Well, that's it. If you didn't get all those answers right, maybe it's time to learn more about home buying. It's easy to do. Just go to moneytalksnews.com and do a search for home buying. From Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.